Hey, thanks for checking out Vinyl and Hoops, episode 8. This is where we talk about beer and basketball. I'm just kidding, but that's could be where we go once we run out of vinyl. Oh no, we still have to. We're not gonna run out of hops.
No, we're not gonna run out of hops.
So, I guess that idea is never gonna happen, unless you want to see Vinyl and Hoops. In which case,
it's gonna be difficult because Ben's in Western New York, so it would be.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're stuck with us here at Vinyl and Hops, episode 8. And we have got some good stuff for you. Or at least that's what we're going to try and pass on to you. Maybe.
Yeah, we're not selling things, so.
No. You don't have to buy this.
No.
Alright, so what you drinking today?
Uinta's Hop Nosh IPA, which I guess I'll do the. Let everybody get a nice look of the can there with the hop in the wheelbarrow. But
we should hire a videographer that would zoom in for us.
I know it'd probably be more professional than what we are doing, but I think that's the live on tape delay way, right?
That's right.
As little professional as possible. But anyway, it's our flagship IPA, full flavor IPA that you would expect. It's like 7.5% alcohol, so I mean, it's not over the top. It's pretty normal. You know, the bitterness is right there. The fruitiness is there. The great, unique thing about this brewery is it's out of Utah, which, you know, most people associate Mormons with Utah. Don't associate beer with Utah, or you associate Carmelo. I don't know, one of the two. But
I associate SLC Punk, one of the finest movies ever made. I've seen a movie.
I didn't even think about that one, but that's a good one. Yeah, so lots of good things out of Utah. Even the Mormons, we're not bashing you here. But the beer is great. Everything from Uinta is great. Their Baba Black Sheep Black IPA. They have a double IPA that's great. I'm drawing a blank on the name. This one's great. Pretty much everything they make is going to be worth the money. I mean, it's a little bit more expensive than some other beers. I mean, I think this 6-pack was like $9.50 or something. So I mean, it's up there, but it's still definitely worth the money.
Did somebody else make one called Hop Nosh? Because I had a Hop Nosh IPA and the can was different.
They have a tangerine variant of this.
No.
No.
It was called Hop Nosh. I checked and it must have been that one. What the hell do I know? So
maybe they changed the can. I don't know. Beer companies do all sorts of stuff to confuse you.
The names are so similar nowadays. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on to some vinyl. We're gonna take a step back from the metal. Even though I'm rocking a Woods of Ypres shirt, and you're
the True and Brash collab shirt.
So, I'm just gonna take a step back. So, my first one here is a band that I stumbled upon back in 2009, I believe. So this is RIOT, the Rum line, and this is their second full-length album, I believe. These guys are from Syracuse, New York, and the first time I had heard about them, I was going to be going up to New York to play a show, and they were going to be at a different venue the same night. So I happened to catch them on Letterman randomly the week before, and I was like, oh, they're actually pretty good. And they ended up starting, I think, well after we had finished our set. So we walked down the street and got to see them for like $5, which was awesome. And then I happened to catch them when they made their way down to Texas. I saw them in Rudyard's. So I saw them twice on the same tour. Just a really good indie rock band. This album and The Orchard, the one after that, are my two personal faves. I have not been able to get into anything they've done after that. They've kind of went on a weird direction, which is too pop, kind of dancey for me. I don't know. That's kind of happened with most indie. Not that they went pop dancey, but just that it doesn't sound as good to me. And I'm sure maybe people think this doesn't sound good as stuff that came out earlier. I don't know. What I'm saying is indie sucks now. But this was a fine album, and you should check it out if you haven't heard of it.
When did that one come out?
2009?
That is...
2008.
That's convenient because that's right about the time that the indie album I'm going to talk about came out. Perfect. I'm going to talk about Bishop Allen with Gurr. A lot of glare on there. Yeah, there we go. Bishop Allen Gurr. It's technically a duo. It's two guys who met in college in Massachusetts, somewhere around there. And they originally started with like a punk band and then it transitioned into indie. The first thing they did in 2006, they released an EP per month, other than August, which was a live CD they released. But
Slackers.
but 11 EPs in 1 year, which then turned into their 2007 release, The Broken String, and then this one came out in 2009, Gurr, and then it was like 5 years later before they released another album in 2014, and they haven't released anything since. But this was just kind of relaxed, acoustic indie that gets stuck in your head and you can't get it out until you listen to it again. It's good, solid stuff, and yeah, Bishop Allen.
Super excited to talk about Land of Talk. This here is Summer Lakes from probably 2008, I believe, off of Saddle Creek Records. Sorry about the glare on that. Let me zoom in there. There you go. So, Land of Talk are a Canadian band, pretty much the love child of Liz Powell, who is really the mastermind and then chief songwriter for Land of Talk. I first heard a couple of these songs and I liked it because it was so different than anything I had been listening to. Just a lot of different influences, at least on all of her records, but there was just something about the guitar work on this album that I just loved, and the way her voice sounds that just made me fall in love with this band. Then they released Cloak and Cipher in 2010 and actually did a tour where they hit Dallas, and I was like, that's as far south as they're ever gonna make it. So I got tickets and drove up to see them, and it was awesome in this small little venue, and there weren't a ton of people. Put on an amazing performance. Then they kind of fell, they kind of just disappeared. Hadn't heard anything from her in a long time, but recently, within the last year, she is back on social media, and they released their first single just last week, and have a new album coming out in May, also on Saddle Creek, so I'll be excited to. First single is a little different than even Cloak and Cipher, so just excited to hear what the rest of the album sounds like, but Land of Talk can do no wrong in my books, so check these guys out if you want to hear something a little different, challenge your mind. I mean, not challenge it like a Dream Theater record, but just some good music.
Make you think outside the box a little bit.
Yeah, some good music, okay? And we're back. One more record from Ray here.
Because this is gonna get released sometime around St. Patrick's Day, I had to go with an album that you're gonna hear a shit ton of songs from, and that is Flogging Molly, Drunken Lullabies.
Yeah, I'm shipping out to Boston.
Exactly. It's pretty much guaranteed that you'll hear Drunken Lullabies and Swagger at some point during the St. Patty's Day festivities. You may even hear some What's Left of the Flag, it's also another classic, but then pretty much this entire album. I mean, this came out in early 2000, and it's still one of my favorite, like, Irish sounding punk albums of all time, and it's up there with my just general punk albums, just because every song is great, and it's just catchy, and everything about it just is awesome. But yeah, you're definitely going to hear this, and if you didn't know what it was before, now you know it's going to be Flogging Molly, and the album is Drunken Lullabies.
Since this really is going to air 2 days after, 3 days after, this is what you probably heard while you were out. This is how every Flogging Molly song sounds.
Pretty much.
Goes. And it's got some guitars, and then that's it.
and then you cheers and do some shots and maybe an Irish car bomb and you pass out.
That's it. That's St. Paddy's Day with drunken Irish punk.
Yep. It's the only way to do St. Paddy's Day, really. I mean,
and watch basketball.
Yep.
See how we brought it back to vinyl and hoops?
The long con.
That's right. We're stars now. All stars.
Get your game up.
Go play. See you next time for episode number 9. Make sure you check out LOTD Podcast for the latest new episodes right on your phone every Monday morning and early too, because I get up and it's already there, and I get up at like midnight. No, 5. But it's already there. It's crazy. How are they doing that? I don't know. You'd enjoy it. Check it out. Leave us a review. Leave us a comment. Give us a like. Just give us your friendship.
Maybe some love.
Maybe some love. We'll see you next time. Peace!